Hey, everybody. Michelle is here. Michelle is here on this beautiful Sunday evening. And I was just thinking, and I just want people to consider something for a minute. And what if we all were walking around and we all were nude? Picture everybody nude, okay? And nobody, nude. I think that's clear. And how we would react to each other if we all walked around nude. Because it seems to me that I'm picking up when it comes to gender. I mean, my gosh, this is such a subject that's you know. It seems to me people have a problem with what people are wearing when they are identifying themselves, and they have a problem with more so what how people are representing themselves externally instead of how people represent themselves inside. Okay, um, because again, it's energy. Everything's energy. Okay, it's feminine and masculine energy. All right, and as I said, I don't ever remember coming across anyone that's too feminine. Okay, that usually doesn't seem to be the issue. Is that someone's too feminine, unless you're a male, and a lot of people have an issue with that, and so that's something to talk about. All right, but let me just stay close. Let me just say this: there is too much masculine energy out there. Okay, there's too much of it, and it's imbalanced. Okay, and we got to make that clear. Um, and more so, like I said, it's coming from men and women. There's too much masculine energy, and it's not neutralized. Okay, and the issue, it will be an issue, and don't be offended of a extremely feminine male. That will be an issue in the future. So we just need to prepare ourselves for that type of conversation. But anyway, let's get back to what if everybody was nude and you had no idea about their gender? I mean, because of their being nude, we're all nude. We all have different shapes and sizes of body parts and body objects. Would we be still identifying people based on that? Or are we so concerned about what people are wearing? Because that's superficial. What someone's wearing is superficial. And we ought to know that. We ought to know that. Because when I was growing up, I was wearing my brother's shoes. And, I was running around acting like one of them, acting like one of the boys. But then I realized I'm not a boy. I'm a female. And I'm extremely accepting of that. Okay, but I understand the balance of the energy though, right? I understand, and that took time, and it will take time that we neutralize the energy. Now, once that energy is neutralized, then you can say, well, I'm attracted to a feminine energy. However, okay, um, because I sense that I'm masculine enough, and I am masculine enough because I'm neutralized, but I'm still attracted to the feminine energy. And I hope that makes sense. Just as some women who are hopefully neutralized are attracted to a masculine energy, and that's usually found in another man, and some women too. But the problem is when we go extreme, you know, and we go extreme mass in the masculine side. That's my opinion. Now, um, it's just going to require conversation because I think it's just massive. I think it's more so confusion than anything. I don't think anyone's intention is to be so extreme, but they figure that's what they have to do to get who they want to be with, right? But the reason that you're not with the people that you're supposed to, the reason, but my opinion is the reason why you're not with someone you want to be with is because you're not aligned with them. You know, we are destined to be aligned with someone. And it's as simple as that. Um, and I guess we keep externalizing things and being very literal, objective, and not really understanding those type of forces, right? And we worry about so much how people look, and that's where we're making an issue is a big mistake as well. You know, we're worrying about how people look. So, like I said, if we all were nude, what would that do? Would that resolve it for people, or would that continue to confuse people? That's the question I have. Um, we're just massively confusing the hell out of everything, and that's just because of our extreme thinking. We're just thinking too extreme about everything and literal, more so. We're being literal. It's not about how someone looks; it's their energy. You know, but it has to be a healthy amount of energy too. You know, it has to be neutralized and be in a healthy amount. Um, so, but you know, like I said, these type of conversations cannot be be done unless there's a safe environment so that we can kind of dissect and dismantle or put together, disconnect, detach, or whatever the terms we use to make sure that we are properly addressing the situation, you know, that's healthy for people and not making people feel shameful or feeling regretful. And you know, because if you're paying too much attention about what someone looks outside, then you're going to be making sometimes irreversible damage to yourself. Okay. um is energy, you know. So energy is invisible. So that's why, you know, that's probably why majority of people miss their alignment with people, because we were focused so much on the outside appearance. I mean, for me, you know, but there's value in certain objects like eyes. There's value in someone's eyes. There's value in that. Okay. There's value in someone's voice, and there's value in someone's feelings as well, and their sensing and receiving. But those are kind of, you know, um, you know, those require building up to and developing. You just because if I say that kind of stuff to people, they, you know, everything's taken literal, and everybody get a little bit confused about it. That's why you got to take steps. You know, you got to take steps to get to a certain understanding and being rational and reasonable and logical about the perception of reality, right? Um, so we got a lot of work to do when it comes to interpersonals, but you know, I think we'll get there. Certain levels of people will get there, you know, and you know, because they are determined, and you know, and I was determined, extremely determined, you know, to figure this stuff out, and I think I have. I mean, you know, all that, but it's still theories and opinions though. What I'm talking about is still theories and opinions, and it's going to always need to be reevaluated over the course of time to become to a relatively level of truth, and that's the main thing. Let's make sure we're talking in truths, that we're not talking in delusions and everything else like that, in fantasy and those kind of things, right? That we're talking in truth. So I thought I'd share that because, I keep hearing that every now and then when I hear people having a conversation. They're so focused on, the external look of someone. Yes, you want to be attractive to someone, of course. That's part of it as well. That's the energy of it all as well. Um, but there's other factors that we have to eliminate in our thinking. And that's all it is. It's just a thinking process. And if you're willing, you'll get there. But remember, it is free will. So you do what makes you happy. But the struggles are internal, and not understanding the value of energy, or the value of someone's energy, negative, positive, feminine, masculine, all that. You have to be neutralized first before you can recognize who's aligned with you, or who you will be aligned with. Right? So I hope that makes sense. If not, we'll talk it through. We'll talk it through, and we'll get to the best conclusion as best we can. All right, but it's going to be done in love and safety. All right, that's has to be considered. Peace and love.